So, you've planned it all. You've packed your bags, you're ready for that amazing cruise vacation. But what happens when Mother Nature decides to throw a massive hurricane right into the middle of your plans? Well, today we're going to break down exactly what you need to know when a big storm is threatening your time at sea. You're picturing yourself on the deck of one of these incredible ships, right? Not stuck in an airport, staring at a departure board. I mean, the whole point of booking a trip is that seamless joy of just getting away. But yeah, sometimes the journey itself can become the biggest challenge.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the kind of thing that can turn all that excitement into anxiety, and fast. So let's get you some clear answers.
All right, let's get specific. Let's walk through a real-world kind of scenario so you can see how this stuff actually plays out.
Okay, so imagine this. Your bags are all packed for Jamaica. You are ready to go. But then you turn on the news, and there it is. Hurricane Melissa, a monster Category 5 storm, has just made a direct hit on your destination. So, what now?
So before we can even talk about what happens on the ship, we've got to look at what's actually happening on the ground. You know, where you were supposed to be soaking up the sun.
And a headline like this from Reuters, wow, it really puts everything into perspective. This isn't just about your vacation plans changing. This is a major natural disaster. It really grounds us in the reality of what the local community is going through.
So the key thing to understand here is that the destination itself is it's not ready for visitors. We're talking about major damage to infrastructure. The ports could have dangerous debris underwater, roads might be totally impassable, and basic services like electricity are out. For safety, for logistics, the cruise lines have to make that tough call to just stay away. Okay, so with the ports closed and the island in recovery mode, how does this all hit your cruise directly? Let's break down the 4 most likely things that are going to happen. First up, and this is the most common one, a port stop cancellation. Your stop in Jamaica, it's almost certainly going to be scrubbed. What the cruise line will usually do is swap in a different, safe port, or they'll just add an extra day at sea. Second, you might be looking at shortened shore time. So in a less severe situation, maybe the ship can still dock, but damage to tour operations or local roads means those excursions you booked, they're just not happening. It really limits what you can actually do there. The third possible change is all about life on board the ship. See, when a port stop gets canceled, you get a bonus sea day, and that means way more people are on the ship all day long. This can totally shift the schedules for everything from dinner reservations to shows, as the crew has to adjust to a full house.
And finally, number 4. A complete change to the ship's itinerary. To avoid the storm system altogether, the captain might have to alter the ship's entire route, and this could mean a completely different set of ports than what you originally booked. It could even change your return time to your home port by a little bit.
Now, I know, hearing all this can be a little stressful, but knowledge really is power. So what should you actually do? Here's a little action plan to help you navigate all that uncertainty and feel like you're in control. Okay, let's just quickly run through this. Step 1, your cruise line's app and your email. Those are your official sources of truth. Check them constantly. Step 2, immediately look into the refund policy for any excursions you booked. Third, shift your mindset. Prepare for more time on the ship. Bring that extra book, download a few more movies. Fourth, know where your travel insurance info is and exactly what it covers. And last, don't be afraid to get on the phone with your travel agent or the cruise line. That's what they're there for. So after all of that, what's the one thing you absolutely have to have with you when you're cruising during hurricane season? It's this: flexibility. But, it's more than just an attitude. It's really about understanding the reality of cruising. The cruise line's #1 job is to keep you safe, not necessarily to deliver the exact picture-perfect itinerary you booked. An open mind is going to make sure you can still have an amazing time, even if the scenery changes on you unexpectedly. And that brings us to our final question for you to think about. Now that you know the risks and you know how to prepare for them, would you still roll the dice and book a cruise during hurricane season to maybe snag a bargain? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us.